What's up, everybody, man? Y'all know what this is, man. Caparada Great. You know what I'm saying? Coming at you this morning, this rising. I'd be so mad sometimes, man, when I be slipping up and saying the bad, words that don't have no energy in them, like morning. But coming to you this rising, feeling vibrant this morning, this rising, you know what I'm saying? Just building, you know what I'm saying? Full of energy, full of life. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that tap in this rising. I don't know why I keep saying tap in this rising. You know, it's been a very, very interesting week for me. You know what I'm saying? I hit some very, very, very low lows and some very, very high highs. You know what I'm saying? I talk about duality all the time, and I can watch the energy as it vibrates throughout my own personal life of things that I be going through, you know what I'm saying, in life. And, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing when you understand the science, but it can be a troubling thing if you really don't understand it because you'll be caught up in the seesaw of life, not really understanding what you're going through. And in that aspect of it, you know what I'm saying, once you have a proper understanding, just like it taught me in the 5%, you know what I'm saying, teachings, the 120, you know what I'm saying, understanding, which is the number three, is the greatest part of life. And once you have understanding, man, everything else becomes more simplified and you just learn how to roll with the roller coaster and how to move with the energy. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of it. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, man, to watch the uh, the energy of the universe constantly go through its ebbs and flows. Similar to your heartbeat when you're watching it on a meter, just up, down, up, down, up, down. So who am I? I'm Menkaupra the Great, Thutmose the Third. That's who I am. The Nesubiti, the son of Ra. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm here every Ra day or Sunday to come and open this temple that we call Now Valley Wellness, that over here on the north side of Long Beach. And I'm here to just, help you get through your journey called life the same way that Asar and all the other Nesubitis did. Show you and give you a proper understanding of what life is so that you won't have, you won't be going through life uneducated and misguided. You'll know and understand which direction and which way to go. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have that understanding in life. Like I just said, in the supreme mathematics, the number three is the number for understanding. And understanding, what I'm saying, is the greatest part of life. That's what understanding is. Understanding is the greatest part of life. You know what I'm saying? It's man, woman, and child. And your child is your greatest part of life, and understanding is the greatest part of life. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm Menkaupra the Great, a student of ancient Kemet, student of my ancestors and their teachings of life, student of my art, you know what I'm saying, son of Asar and son of Ra. And I'm here this rising to open up the temple, purify the temple, bring forth our ancestors in this rising, pour libations, and give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we need, you know what I'm saying, to be successful in life. So I do this every Sunday, you know what I'm saying, and I hope that you would join me on this beautiful raw day and, you know, uh, um, receive some nourishment from me and just have a good understanding. Hey, peace, Shannon. How you doing, Queen? you know what I'm saying, and be here this rising to, give us that proper understanding. I think, these days and times that we live in, man, they're very, very troubling. You know what I'm saying? Set is going through another war that he's putting upon the people across the globe. The masses of the water bodies of the world are rising up against Set, and Set's not liking it. While at the same time, the son of Ra is rising. And this is the days and times that we live in. So it's very, very important that we keep up the rituals that are important to us, of making sure that we honor our ancestors, and making sure also that we pour out libation for those who came before us, so that we can make sure that we continue on with the legacy of our ancestors. A lot of us take for granted this spiritual power that we was granted with when we was in the motherland and globally. And a lot of those rituals that we practice have been lost. And ritual, you see the key word in there, rich, is a practice that those who want to stay in alignment with the universe, because that's what riches is, staying in alignment with the universe. Those who want to stay in alignment with the universe must move hell and high water to make sure that we keep these practices going every raw day and every day that we can, of honoring our ancestors who made sure that we was in the position that we are in now, so that we can breathe this fresh air and be free to a certain extent. Because I don't want us to say that we are free all the way, because we still have a long way to go. And that's what we're here for. So right now, what I'm going to do is, anybody if you live out here in the LA area, and you practice Kemetic spirituality, you honor our ancestors, I'll invite you to come out here and you know, just honor those who came before you. I think more than anything, I think that's very, very important, because in these days and times, if we forget about Martin Luther King, if we forget about Marcus Garvey, if we forget about, Sheikh Ani Diop, all of these ancestors that came before us, Dr. Sebi, all of these ancestors that came before us, if we forget about them, where are we going to go? What road are we going to go down? What are we going to do? How are we going to function without the knowledge? As you see, people like Donald Trump, they want to go inside the Smithsonian Museum, and they want to, do away with that history. They don't want us to remember the atrocities that came, to our ancestors. And that's a part of my art, believe it or not. Everything that we're going through is a part of my art. This is all a part of the test. This is all a part of the spiritual test that the universe constantly gives us. That's why I say I love the study of duality, the study of my art, of understanding, the study of Tahuti, of understanding that these things have to happen. It's a part of the book. You can't live in heaven and not understand that there's a hell. And even if you are in hell, you should always have a proper understanding that there is a heaven. So with that being said, us in the spiritual journey that we went through, going through the Ma'afa, we understand that that is a part of our journey. The kingdom has never fallen. The kingdom is within us. We are the kingdom. The pyramids are not outside of us. The pyramids are inside of us. We the ones who built them up. We the ones who built those temples up. And we can rebuild them, refurbish them, and make them new again. All through having the faith of a mustard seed. You can move mountains. Ashe? Ashe. So, don't lose hope. Don't be discouraged through all of the things that you go through in life. Always say, you know what I'm saying? I tell my queen, you can tell when some beautiful things are about to happen to you in your life by the negative things that happen to you in your life. When those negative things happen to you in your life, you know for a fact that it's about to be some beautifulness that's come up out of that if you're strong enough to persevere through it. Now, if the things come to the point where, people pass in your life and people pass, just understand that there is also rebirth. For every death that is happening, there's also life that's being born. And sacrifice creates better living. So sometimes you have to sacrifice the joys of life to receive on the other end of that. Ashe? Ashe. So yeah, we want to purify this temple. This is a beautiful temple. Shout out to the Queen Ebony for her so much hard work that she put into building this temple. And you know what I'm saying, I feel honored and treasured in the fact that I helped her manifest this place into existence and helped her build this place and put my own personal energy into it. So now that we have a place where we don't have to go worship the dead, we go worship the life of our ancestors, those who came before us. Not sitting around taking communion on a dead king that was sacrificed and killed by the Romans. We are those kings. We not wearing a crown of thorns no more. We wearing the crown of life. Ashe? Ashe. So yeah, I asked the ancestors to come in and bless this place and purify this place. And I asked all the evil spirits and sex energy to leave. And that our ancestors will be happy and that we represent this beautiful rising this morning and give praise and respect and honor to our ancestors that came before us and ask them to give us the strength that we need to move forward throughout this life. Thank Ra for the beautiful light that he has shined upon us this rising and blessed us with his energy that vibrates throughout our melanin and give us the strength and the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we need to take care of the loved ones that are around us and take care of this planet and take care of ourselves. Ashe? Ashe. Yeah, today is a beautiful, beautiful day. I don't know what the sun look like where your guys is at, but out here in beautiful Long Beach, California, Ra is doing his thing. It's beautiful. You're full of energy. I love to wear. I love to take my gold outside and have it vibrate through that beautiful sun rays. To us, gold was not, back in the ancient days, gold wasn't just a thing that you used to trade and do business with. Gold was something that we would actually put on our deities, because what it did, it symbolized how much we respected and honored them. Not that we wanted to make false idols, not that we wanted to make, graven images of our God. It was, no, we know and understand that we live in a universe that is surrounded by life. And being that we live in a universe surrounded by life, let's honor those different aspects of life with gold. Let Ra shine this energy throughout it, so that the energy of it could magnify itself throughout our circumference. Gold is more than just something you trade for candy or this or that or whatever. Gold is what the ancestors called the flesh of the netters. It's the flesh of the netters. It is the flesh of Ra. That energy that comes all the way out of the heavens. We will put that on all of our deities as an honoring of them. And those who hated our lifestyle and how we lived in our, our beautiful civilization that we created, they would say, oh, you worshiping false deities, you worshiping false idols. And when our civilization is the oldest civilization on the planet, how is anything we're doing that is false when we are the originators and creators of it? Now we done got to the point where we done let these people convince us that our beautiful kingdom that we built was built off of false idols. Yet they can't stop digging down in the earth, striving to take the technology, take the ancestors, put them in museums and honor them and idolize them, yet turn around and tell us that we shouldn't honor our own ancestors by taking our deities and covering them in electrons that vibrate through the cosmos. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the tricks in the Bible that tell you that the Nesubiti was a false prophet or false idol. Yet you see them glorifying him every chance that they get, making movies about him. Ashe, Ashe. We come from a beautiful civilization, a beautiful people. Our teachers weren't incorrect. They were correct because we are the originators. It's like Priest called me the original man. We are the original people with the original way of life. Ashe, Ashe. So I'm about to pour libations right now for, just our civilization. Last week I poured libations for, the kings and queens that came before us. But this week I want to pour libation for the soil. Because from the soil, every fucking morning. So I'm pouring this libation, this rising for our ancestors that came, not our ancestors, I'm sorry. I'm pouring this libation this morning for the soil. As you already know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that me and my queen, we've been building on our 160-acre land that we have in Northern California. And through us building on it, we've had people who support us, people who debate us all kind of things. And I don't see the urgency, amongst our people to want to rebuild what was taken from us. I see a lot of complacency. I see a lot of, discouragement, you know, um, and it saddens me because when we're given the opportunity to build, make, and create and have our own civilization, man, it's in my eye. It's in order. Now we're in disorder, we're in chaos. And we got to get out of that mind frame. We got to get out of those shackles of chaos, of not understanding the order of the universe. Because if you're not in the order of the universe, you can't accomplish anything. It's like trying to write a letter in 5 different languages and sending it to somebody. That's chaos. It has to be in order. The universe has to be in order. You have to be in order. And if you're not in order, you're in disorder. And if you're in disorder, you won't be able to build anything. That is the basic teaching of the universe. Order, order, order. You got to have order. And our people are in a disorder right now. So I'm pouring this libation for the soil. Because from the soil, you get everything, including myself. Our flesh is maintained by the nutrients that we receive from the soil. Whether it be apples, oranges, whatever you eat, it all comes from the soil. So we have to pour libations for the soil. Because from the soil, you can manifest anything that you want. Airplanes manifest up out of the soil. Trucks manifest up out of the soil. All those materials that we use to make anything come from the soil. And if we get back to understanding that our true power comes from our ability to hold the soil, then we'll understand that what true power is. I always tell people the white man came and brought us the Bible and took the land. Now we over here with no land, reading the Bible, searching for a heaven when we're already in one. Ashe? So for the soil, all the beautiful trees, the apple trees, the orange trees, the gold, the titanium, the cobalt, the copper, the silver, the animals, all of these beautiful things that we use to manifest and create our existence, to create the life that we want to live, these beautiful houses, the cars, all of these things, they rise up out of the soil, up out of Geb, giving us the ability to shape and mold a reality right in front of our eyes. That is power. The ability to shape and mold, make mountains, make pyramids, make temples of worship, of honoring. Those things are very important. Pouring libation for the beautiful pyramidals, the mirrors that we rose up out of the soil, shaped and fashioned into modern jewels on the planet. The beautiful temples of Amun, still the greatest, biggest temple ever built on this planet, built by many kings, many generations. Ashe. For our ancestors who tilled the soil to provide us with the nutrients of different kinds of corn and wheat and food stuff so that we could nourish our babies so that they can grow up into proper kings and queens to give life to a family. And these are the beautiful things that we should be proud of. Understanding the power that we have, the ability to put our hands in the soil and manifest whatever we want to manifest into existence. That is very, very important that we grab that power back. A lot of brothers don't want to grab that power back. They're caught up in the virtual reality world. We got to grab that power back and say, I have the dominion and power over the soil granted to me by Ma'at, granted to me by Ra, granted to me by Amun. The ability, if you have life, you have ability, you have rights, you have power to speak, to move. That is magical. You are a manifestation of the universe. Ashe? Ashe. So we pour these libations in remembrance of all the blood and turmoil that we have left inside of the soil. All of our ancestors who fought countless battles for soil. All of our ancestors who lost arms, lost ligaments for the soil. The soil is very, very important and is worth fighting over. Ashe, like the homie priest said, during the early race, man wanted real estate so that he can build and shape his own reality. Ashe, Ashe. So we have purified the temple today. We have blessed the temple. We have saged the temple. We have poured libation for our ancestors. With that being said, I want to say I appreciate everybody that tapped in. And, this week, man, just thinking about the beautifulness of life, the duality of it, of all of the pain and suffering that we go through. Also understanding that there's also joy behind that. With that joy, I hope that you embrace it. I say. So, peace and blessings, man, to everybody. I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope that you are blessed this week. I hope that you receive everything that you asked the ancestors for. I hope they see it in your heart and grant it for you. I hope that your friends, family, and relatives, be safe. And I hope to see you again next week on this beautiful Ra day as the universe starts to continue to heat up and shine light upon us and give us the strength that we need to move forward. I appreciate everybody that tapped in. I'm going to be here at the temple if anybody want to come in and, just relax and gather your thoughts and do some meditation. We have sound bath that's also available. And we have some meditation rooms. And just come down and have a good speak with your ancestors. If you don't want to do it at your house, you're always welcome to do it here at Nile Valley Wellness Center. Come become a member and let's build together because we have a lot of promising things that we are doing. We hold poetry here every Thursday night. Also, we have 160 acres of land up north that we're building on, so we also need help doing with that. And that's one of our that is our mega project. We've already finished up Nile Valley Wellness here, and those who want to come and build with us and be a part of something that's greater than themselves, I would appreciate if you come in, tap in. Peace and blessings to everybody. Ashe.